Good morning, everyone. I'm Ayesha Chidolue, and I am an attorney here in Florida. And today I want to talk about why an employment handbook, employee handbook, employment manual, depending on what you want to call it, depending on your company, is important for any growing business that has an employee or employees. It goes without saying that more money, more problems. And as you grow, it's not a question of if you get sued as a business, it's a question of when you get sued. So, one of the things that basically an employee manual and an employee handbook helps you to do is to prevent the types of, or as much lawsuits as it can prevent, based on you documenting your policies and procedures and setting clear expectations for your employees. So basically, a well-drafted employee handbook, would have many benefits, not only for you as an employer, but it will also have a lot of benefits for the employee as well. And so, the first thing is that an employee handbook, employment manual should always set clear expectations for the employee. They need to be able to know the company's policies, the company's procedures, and how basically the companies run, their vision, their value statement, their mission statement, what the company is about. Some other key terms that, a good employment agreement needs to always include is that you should always have a procedure, lined out there for time that's taken off or leave time. So whether you're offering sick leave, PTO, vacation, you always want to make sure that you put that information in there so that, your employees know what the process is and how they accrue their sick time or their vacation time. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're including in your handbook is you want to make sure that you're including basically clauses that basically state that your company does not discriminate, and that how an employee can basically report any sort of discrimination or harassment or sexual harassment, and who they can report that to. And the reason why this is important is because a lot of times an employee might have an issue or a question, and they don't want to go directly to the employer because they don't want to raise any red flags or instigate anything. So, by them having that handbook, it acts as a resource for them to know who in particular they need to contact about maybe a sensitive issue or situation or a question that they have, without them, raising any red flags. Another thing you always want to make sure you include as well in your handbook is that, your employees, that the handbook basically is not a contract of employment, that it is still it's still an at-will employment, and this is just basically laying out the policies and procedures of the company. And I know that a lot of people are going to be tempted to just sort of create something themselves, but depending on what state you live in, there's certain things that are governed by federal statutes and state statutes, from the FMLA time, how many employees you have to determine whether you can give sick and required FMLA sick leave or regular sick leave, military leave, and exempt employees and non-exempt employees. So it's always advisable to contact, an attorney to help you draft an employment manual for your employees. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please share. And as always, I'm an attorney, but not your attorney. This information is just for educational purposes only. And have a great day. Thanks. Bye.